Hi, welcome to another exciting episode of the Andre The Beast Crayton Show with two major celebrities. The first is, you know him by Dempsey, Indiana's own, one of the premier artists of our generation, and my celebrity co-host who's definitely taken what I might call a bad situation and turning it into a good situation. Jennifer, I'm not going to pronounce your last name. I don't try it too many times.
You're done trying? All right, Raziska.
Raziska to the show. What's up, guys? Dempsey, welcome to the show, buddy.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate you.
So you got a new song out, Smoking. How did that come about?
Basically, I was just sitting around, man. I had a cousin that passed away. There was a big influence in my life last year. I just sitting around thinking about some of the good times, and it pretty much led to the creation of the song. At first, it was supposed to be a song of, I had him on there because I was with him the day that he got his first car or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second verse was actually supposed to be about his little brother, PJ, because I was also with him the day he got his first car.
Mm-hmm.
But then I ended up being like, you want to know what, I'm going to save my little cousin PJ for a whole nother song. Let my cousin Clarence have that song.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up just telling him a little bit about myself on the second verse, you know.
How did he pass away suddenly? Was it unexpected?
Yeah, it's most definitely unexpected. He ended up getting murdered, man. Somebody actually knocked on my little brother's door, and when he answered, they shot him.
What?
Yeah, shot him a couple times. He ended up passing away or whatever. They still haven't figured out. Well, I'm not gonna say they haven't figured out who did it. They haven't caught the person who did it yet.
Yeah, because usually if somebody comes to your door, they know you.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's kind of one of them things where it's like, he was my idol growing up, but then, we all sometimes start lifing on people, and
Yeah.
it get them out there on that other side with the drugs and all that type of stuff. So, he ended up kind of hopping over on the wrong side of the fence a little bit.
I take it by the lyrics of the song, you guys were really close, so you really took it to the heart.
Yeah, we were first cousins, but like I said in the song, he was more like a big brother. You know what I'm saying? We'd be hanging out. See, I'm kind of in the exact middle of not only my brothers and sisters, but also the rest of my family. So it's like I'm the oldest of the young crowd, and then I'm the youngest of the older crowd. So I could swing both ways. And a lot of times, my older brother would try to leave me in with the little kids, and my older cousin Clarence would actually be the one to be like, "Oh no, bro, it's cool. He can come on with us."
Yeah.
So
You're gonna get education on both sides of the track, basically.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. How difficult was it for you to put the lyrics and stuff together for that for Smoking?
Actually, whenever it comes to music, it's never really that hard for me to do.
I can tell because every song you got is like, I already told you, I love the flow. I love the Superfly. I love the Superfly beat. It's mellow. You have a gift to where I notice all the local artists, you guys all have your little trademark. Rick Ross goes, Maybach music. You got that soft, smooth, and then you got 12 that's got a certain flow. I've really been digging a lot of Skip's music, because he has so much. I'm like, Jesus, we got every song this dude's got.
Yeah, I love Skip. Skip's one of my favorite artists.
Yeah.
12, one of my favorite artists too. Me and 12 came up together.
Yeah.
Actually, I probably was one of the first people to record Skip in the city and stuff, to the point where not too long ago he was sitting around. He had posted up a picture of him when he was a younger kid, and he had the little headphone. That was actually in my studio out there on.
We played that particular song.
Yeah, Sky High Entertainment.
Yeah,
not the one that no. Look, and that's funny because it came full circle. The one you're talking about is Do Too Much.
Do Too Much.
Now see,
yeah.
It was actually the complete opposite, and I was laughing about that while we were recording that, because it done went from me recording Skip to Skip actually recorded that song.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Then I like Dead Silence too.
Yeah, I already told you before. That's my alter ego. You know what I'm saying? He's a smooth brother like myself. I love some Dead Silence too, and I see he's starting to blow up.
Yeah.
I actually need to hook up with him and do some music to the point where I think he might have actually got at me before in my inbox.
Well, he just did something with K Hugs.
Yeah, I know he's doing something there. See, this was actually a couple of years back though. This was before I ever met you or anything.
Uh-huh.
And see me, I ain't gonna lie. Most of the time when I see a dude in my inbox, I don't pay him no attention. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be a pretty female for me. Other than that,
Okay, so that means you ain't answering none of my shit.
pretty much, Nah, but I know you now, though. I know you, so I'm gonna answer every time you call. You my guy. But if I don't know you and I'm looking at you, I'm like,
Yeah.
Ain't got time for that.
yeah, nah.
What? Let's go back to smoking. You just have a gift, and that wasn't hard for you to put that track together. But what was so special about that particular track? Because I know you had other stuff in your repertoire.
Yeah, most definitely. But with that one right there, like I said, I've been sitting around reminiscing about my older cousin and stuff, man. And I just wanted to do something to celebrate him, man. I don't want people to forget about him because, hey, when we was coming up, we was the man. Hey, well, he was the man. I was the man too, but he was the man. He taught me how to be the person that I am today. Like, I get a lot of my characteristics from growing up around him,
What was your life like, and where did you grow up?
Man.
You represent that with the fullest. And I like the way you guys do that. Naptown for life, yeah.
Yeah, I do the Naptown for life, man. Like I said, I actually wasn't born here, but my mother's family is all from here. I've been all over the world, I've been to Germany. Like, my little brother was born in Würzburg, Germany. My little sister was born in Alabama, Fort Rucker, Alabama. I was born in Fayetteville, North Carolina. We were all born on Army bases. I was born at Womack.
So you was a military kid?
Yeah. My parents met jumping out of planes and stuff.
Oh,
that's why it was funny I ended up having Sky High Entertainment, And my dad's an air traffic controller. Well, he's retired now. He's been retired for probably about a decade now. So
when you look at, wait a minute, let me get my co-host. You got any questions for
Well, I
Dempsey?
do. I mean, you were talking about, a lot of similar characteristics between you and your older cousin. So what are some of those that you'd like to highlight?
Pretty much, he just taught me how to be smooth with the ladies mostly, and
I need a 5-star.
Yeah, pretty much that type stuff, And he just taught me to be a stand-up person, He always protected family. I learned a lot of good stuff from him, as far as the street smart side of things, Like, actually, the funny thing about it is, when I was coming up, my dad really didn't like me hanging out around him. You know what I'm saying? He damn near predicted what was going to end up happening to him. And
really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It came later on in life or whatever, but...
How old was he when that...
Man, my older cousin...
when that happened?
Let's see. Probably like 47.
Okay.
He's young.
47.
Yeah, that is young.
Yeah. Now, he still had a lot of good years left,
Isn't it funny how our parents, especially in our culture, would tell you something, and sometimes when we're young and so dumb, we don't see it, and all of a sudden you get older and mature like yourself, you go, damn, my dad said this is how this was going to turn out.
Oh, yeah, I was just sitting around thinking about it like...
but just imagine had you been there.
My life turned out pretty cool, but I was just sitting around actually thinking about that earlier today. If I'd actually listened to what my dad wanted for me, I'd probably be in a whole lot better position.
What do you mean by that?
Because just stability, I can't lie, I got infatuated by the streets, man, and the hood stuff. My dad was a real proper, he was a military man,
Yeah, okay.
highly educated. My mom was the head of the Victim Witness Protection Program for the state of Indiana. You know what I'm saying?
What
was it about the streets that you...
Man, it was just fun, man. It was...
So it lacked the discipline that your dad would have wanted for you.
Not necessarily lack a discipline, because I'm disciplined everywhere I go. It's just the streets are more alive. More real, more like people speak their mind. They let you know.
So lack of restrictions. Lack of restrictions. Then.
Yeah,
okay.
Everywhere else is more politically correct. You have to watch how you act. You have to watch what you say. Mm-hmm. In the streets, you can just be free. You can just be who you want to be, who you are.
Have you ever been in situations that you kind of go, I think I have to change this narrative a little bit. I can still bring the streets to my music, but let's get real. We know about 21st Street. We know about the 30-something Mad Dogs and the Bright Woods and all this. The streets may be glorified through music, but in reality, that's real stuff. Have you ever been challenged with your brand and repping the streets?
I mean, not really, because by the time I got grown, people already knew.
You already had
Like,
a reputation.
Yeah, I was a young, wild dude. You know what I'm saying? I used to hear all the time, I ain't gonna live to see 18. I'm not. I'm gonna end up dead or locked up in jail, and now here I am today.
It's
About to be 45 in December. Still here.
Congratulations, yeah.
Never been to jail. Well, I've been locked up before, but I've never been to prison, and I most definitely ain't dead.
So what do you think what made the survival tool stronger for you to avoid those pitfalls?
Man, you wouldn't know what really, like I said, I had older cousins and stuff that I got a chance to watch and basically learn from their mistakes and see what they did wrong and try to move smoother and safer than that. Like with me, I've always loved the streets, but at the same time, I always understood, like, I'm only hanging to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? If they on something that I want to be on, then I'm there. But if they on something that I'm not trying to do, then I'm out. I'm my own person. I ain't never fell victim to the crowd. Ain't nobody gonna pump me into doing anything that I don't want to do. So, like, even to this day, I have a wide spectrum of friends. I have friends that people look up to, and then I have friends that people be like, don't bring them around.
Yeah, you're like me. I don't discriminate, but I know how to navigate each one of them.
Right.
Yeah. Let's talk about your music a little bit. You got a question?
No. This is good.
Let's talk about your music, the involvement. When I met you, I was deeply captivated with the lyrics. I told you I love that Superfly beat. You know what I mean? But what I noticed about all of you guys, you're so creative. Where does that come from? I mean, like, when I mean creative, what I mean by...
Man, usually I feel like for a good artist, the creativity comes from within. It comes from inside because you're really putting your point of view out there to the world. And no matter what your point of view is, it's probably going to be a couple of million other people out there that feel the same way as you feel.
What kind of...
Basing it on experience? Because you're basing it on personal experiences that you've had?
Yeah, just like I'm an artist, but I'm also a fan of music, so I just know how music resonates with me, and
What is your favorite kind of music?
oh, most definitely rap all day. I listen to R&B. I like all music. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's good and it got a nice little groove that I can bounce to, I rock with it. I listen to some country. I listen to some rock and roll. I listen to anything, because another thing about rap music is we basically borrow from everybody else and flip it up and give it our own swag. You might hear me rapping over some Mozart or something one day.
I was going to say that, yeah.
Nah, for real.
Yeah.
Like, that's just the type. That's what I love about rap music, because the creativity. We can take something from somebody else's music, spice it up, give it our own little, like, style or whatever you want, swag, whatever you
Poetic
want to call
flair.
it. Yeah.
What do you think separates you from the other artists? Not just Indiana artists, but artists in particular, because everybody wants to make sure their stuff is heard. You got a message in your music. What makes yours different?
Basically, just because we're all individually different, and I give you a piece of me. Nobody's completely the same as me as a person, so they're not going to look at everything from how I look at it, but I try to get my point of view across, or I try to give you a certain feeling or vibe or message in my music, and you can only get my point of view from me. You feel me?
When you did Smoking, who do you give your stuff to review? To say, does this have what it takes to catch what my message? Like, who do you give your trial stuff to give the thumbs up outside of yourself?
Man, really, it's all up to me. But I got friends that love music too, so I'll probably either let my guy Kill Will hear it, Chill Will, or my homegirl Shasta. You know, people that I be around that I feel like are musically inclined as far as the listening part. Like, they don't even necessarily do music, but whenever somebody new comes out, they'll be on it, and they might call it even if I don't see it myself. You know, so
when you let them hear it, what was their reaction?
Oh, they love my music. They love my music. So.
But don't you think that can be biased in a way? Let me rephrase it.
Yeah.
If I give something, people don't always tell you what they want. What they don't always tell you the truth. They tell you, they just make sure you don't succeed. So that can be biased in a way. So is there anybody outside of that particular person that you go to and say, you know, let me get a different opinion on this? Because if your boys, they're going to say, yeah, no. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, my boys ain't yes men like that, you feel me? That's why I hang with them. I don't mess with too many peons and yes men. I hang around a bunch of people that's going to speak their mind and tell you exactly how they feel, for real. Like, if you got a chance to meet either one of them, you'll be like, oh, okay, nah, I ain't got to worry about that. I see where you get it from, though, because a lot of people do surround themselves with people that agree with everything. Like I say, man, to my point, me and B12 disagree all the time. That's still my guy, though. You feel me?
Right,
You don't have to. You don't have to agree with me to be my friend. You know. Matter of fact, I like for people to have different opinions from me, so I can get another degree on the spectrum.
What about those who listened to the track who knew your cousin? How did they?
Oh
respond?
yeah, they've been loving it for real.
Yeah.
You know, one of my homeboys has been asking me for the last couple of weeks to come up here to this club that he work at and perform the song for him.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been so busy, I haven't actually got the chance to get out there. I'm gonna come out there and do it for you though one of these weekends, George. Most definitely. You know.
So let's go back to my question. What separates you from the other artists?
Like I said, basically just being myself. You know, I live this life. Nobody else lived it. It's a lot of interesting stuff that didn't happen to me in my life, man. Before it's all over and said and done with, I probably end up writing me a book or making me a movie or something, you know.
Tell me what it's like for you so far, being a man of color, that most people consider the music industry a hobby versus a career. Just the pressures all the way around it being a man of color.
Well, you know, feeling pressure from being a man of color, that really doesn't come from the rap side of things. That just comes from the life side of things. So, as a man of color, though, I do feel a certain pressure to put a certain message out here into the world so that when people look at people like myself, they don't think the worst of us. Because that's usually what you see through the media. They show you people that look like me, and they lead you to believe that we're some of the worst people in the world when really we're the exact opposite of that. You know, we're some of the best people in the world to have on your side. We the most loyal. We'll go the furthest. We'll do the most for y'all, you know.
And understanding from the perspective of probably having been there. So you're relatable, right? People can relate to you.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I said, I've been all over the place, especially in the hood. Like I said, people love to take me straight to the hood whenever I pop up at their place, to the point where I have to tell them, look, man, quit taking me to the hood and start taking me to some of the touristy stuff. You know, I like the hood. It's fun here, but look, I like to see beaches and sand and Disneyland and all that stuff too. You feel me? I know we hard here, man, but it's
Trying to read your resume. They didn't look close enough.
yeah. You know, I like other stuff besides being hard, man. It's more to life than that. Like fun. I like to have fun more than I like being hard. Hey, I don't like to be hard.
The music is touched by a lot of the youngsters today. What kind of message would you give the youngsters? What kind of message are you trying to give the youngsters through your music?
Just basically, man, I just be trying to get the youngsters to think about different things and use their brain and come up with a plan and execute it instead of sitting around and procrastinating. You know, I try to lead the youth to do better than our generation did, really, through my music and the messages that I try to relate through my music.
Let's go back to your mom and dad, who definitely are structurally sound individuals. Not saying you're not. What's their relationship now that you evolved as a successful young man, and what kind of response and bond do you and your mom and dad have now? Not saying it was bad.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
No, me and my parents, man, I love both my parents to death. You know,
Have they come to see you perform?
have they came to see me perform? You want to know what? No, I don't think. Well, no, actually, I think my mom has actually came to see me perform before. My dad, he's out of state, and rap music really isn't his thing. And then even with my mom, I don't want my mom coming to see me to perform too much. You know, I said like, "Hey, stay." No, mom, this isn't for you.
But your music is it's not bad at all. You know what I thought was, there's like literally no profanity, and it's always has a message to it.
Yeah, it's just more like I just don't like the feeling looking up and seeing my mom in the crowd.
In
you
that
know,
environment?
Like,
That environment.
Like she listens to my music. She done heard my music. She listens to my
Okay.
music.
What she say when
likes
she
it.
hear it? What she say when she hear it?
She be like, "Oh, that's good, bro. I like that." You know, like my mom think I'm more famous than I actually am. You know what I'm saying? Like we go to family reunions and stuff. She got me all on the front. But yeah, and this is Dempsey. He's a recording artist.
Well, you
She's
are
proud, right?
Yeah.
And she's proud.
Yeah, I know. My mom loves me.
Yeah.
She my number one fan. She one of my biggest
That's
supporters,
right.
most definitely. She gonna come and do whatever I need her to do, whatever I need her to do it.
Have there ever
I'm still mama's baby.
No.
have there been? You did a lot of music. Have there ever been a EP that you put out that you really didn't expect it to flourish the way that it has? And if so, what do you think made it jump when you said I'm gonna just put it out there and the expectations wasn't high?
Nah, my expectations are always high. Actually, I still feel like I ain't got enough records out there off of none of them. They never met my expectations. I expected to be Luda, T.I., Young Jeezy, Scarface, Tupac.
What's your favorite song so far? Give me 3 of your favorites. I'll give you 4. Because you got so much. I'll give you 4.
Well, actually, it's all gonna be my later stuff because I feel like I get better every time I go. I'm still getting better to this day.
No, you
so
can't do me like
I
that.
have to go with.
You can't do me like that. No, don't even fake that shit. No, I got to go with my new. You got some stuff out there. Don't give me just the new.
Nah, you want to know what? Okay, some of my old all-time classics that I like.
Yeah.
Man, I got a song called Like That. That's another song for the females. I actually have never put that up on streaming platforms, but the lady used to go crazy.
Am I gonna get a copy of that?
You want to know what? Actually, if I can, to the point where I don't have it around anymore.
I'll find it.
Like that, I can. I'll have
But
to
the ladies liked it. Why'd you get
through a
why'd you?
whole
Archive.
stack of CDs just to find it because it's from the CD era.
Oh yeah, it goes way back.
Yeah, not to the point where I still got it in my mind, though, to the point where I've been thinking about bringing it back and dropping it to something new. And
A remix.
yeah,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. Okay, so
For
what's
the
another
ladies.
Yeah, and then another song, probably a song that I did with some of my guys back in the day up off a post. They called themselves the Wig Splitters. It was a song that we had
The
called
what?
the Wig Splitters.
song?
Yeah. Hey, we're rappers, man. Hey, it sounds scary,
Okay,
don't it?
yeah,
It's
that
scary,
sounds
man.
real scary.
Yeah. But it's a song called Baller Boys. I always like that song. Shout out to J Rock and G Giles. You know what I'm saying? Then my third old school. Actually, I had a song called Naptown for Life. That's where I got the Naptown for Life from, and
Okay.
that was like a shout out to everybody in the city where I was using everybody that was popping at that time name in a song pretty
Okay.
much. So
You got 2 more on the list.
okay.
You ain't said nothing that I'm going wow.
No, because I'm going back older. Because you see, I couldn't use none of my newer stuff, so I'm just thinking
Okay.
back older. Let's see, what's another song? Actually, that You Know What It Is.
Oh yeah.
I got that now. See, people don't be knowing, like, that's one of my old tracks that I actually
Really?
did put up on there. Man, that You Know What It Is almost 20 years old.
And I play that all the time. It's 20 years old.
No, people still be running up. No, that's a hood classic right there. That You Know What It Is. Everybody loves that. That song's about 20 years old.
Wow.
You know, I dropped
had...
that in probably about 2007, so it's like 18.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm playing it like it's something new. You know what it is.
Yeah, it is new to everybody that ain't heard it. That's why I said
Okay.
ain't none of my stuff ever met my expectation. Because people, see, the problem is I really need a team around me. That's my only regret. I wish I had a bigger team. That's why I love me capping them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
To see how they work together as a whole squad, a whole team of people to push stuff out. Because we got to reach so many people in the music business. Like, we can't just reach a couple of thousand. We need millions on top of millions on top of millions. And
Why is it so hard for
to
you
repeat?
to do that?
Basically, because I'm only one man. And then nowadays, the game is so oversaturated with artists, it's really hard to get your music out in front of people like you used to be able to do. Like, when I first opened my studio in 2005, I'm one of the only artists down here really that ever done had their own actual studio. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't out their crib. I had an actual storefront studio, and we were out there getting it in for a minute. So
Why did you let that dissolve? Because of the technology change now, people can do
really,
stuff from the house, or what?
Like I said, stuff always just seemed to work out for me some kind of way, man. And me and my guy, we got blessed with the spot pretty much, and it was a good price to the point where we got spoiled. And then after it got hit by the tornado, when we started going looking for other spots that was equivalent to what we had, they were charging
Commercial
way
space is
more.
crazy.
Yeah, and you know, I'm one of them type of people that try to keep the overhead low. You know what I'm saying? And the profit margin high.
Yeah.
Like I said in my song.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why am I gonna do all this? If I'm gonna do that, I just go get me a nice crib or something to do it up out of, which that's what I ended up doing.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm in the hood, so here come the brokies breaking into my house and stealing my stuff. And that's really
That
what
sound like DJ Quick.
yeah, that's really what made me quit recording other people. Like, even to this day, I got all the studio stuff I need to record myself. I really still don't have to go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I just go to other people more for the networking of it all, you know.
What has been the best, before we wrap up, what has been the best networking that you've come across that has helped you where you was lacking at one point?
Just knowledge of the music industry, period. I'm still learning every day. I still don't know everything, you know. I just, when I see people doing stuff, I just ask questions and listen.
What has been the most fascinating part so far with the new involvement of music, with distribution, with copyrights, with, you know, concerts and stuff? What's been the most challenging part for you to stay relevant in the industry outside of just dropping an EP?
Really, like I said, I love how the game done changed, because now it's easier for us to create our own stuff. You know, like back in the day when I first started, we were still on ADATs, and people were impressed with 32-track capability studios. You know, now you have however many tracks your computer has the drive space for.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it made the music business way more cost effective for the average Joe, and I feel like that's what hurt the music business at the same time, because now we're in the hood and we can do everything for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So the big music labels can no longer come around and grab a person up from out of the neighborhood and then take them somewhere and be like, we're going to charge you millions of dollars for recording this, for the studio time. We're gonna charge you millions of dollars for these beats. We're gonna charge you millions of dollars for these videos that we shooting, because you have people right here in the hood with the technology that's doing better than what they were paying millions for back in the day. You feel me?
Do you find AI making an impact on it at all?
AI is about to make the game so crazy. It's ridiculous. Like,
I saw some of your AI generate. Man, it's tight.
yeah, how you can take it and make it move and do whatever you want it to do.
I saw the people in the background. I said, man, okay. I said, okay. He'll be here in studio in a minute.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, now AI's about to change the game as far as music videos, music, and everything, because...
Do you get upset because of that?
Yeah.
Because, saying to me, you're handing your creativity over to a computer.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Hey, it's a scary thing, because
Yeah.
now...
That
they're not gonna have to be able
authenticity.
to- they're not even going to have to come to the artist to get
Yeah.
music. They can just computer generate something, and...
I'm already getting ready to clone myself now. I'm going to have myself AI clone and be like, okay,
like-
talk to...
Just like
Yeah.
now, I was just listening to something earlier where they was talking about Rock Nation is
Yeah.
getting the thing going where they basically about to get their distro kid on or whatever, and allow all the artists to come over, and they'll do like a 85-15% split on it or whatever. But what they're gonna be doing is they're gonna be taking all their artists' music and handing it over to the AI. Somebody was talking about that earlier on the internet. They're gonna be giving that to all them AI programs so they can study the music and make more real life sounding music. You feel me? Just like yeah, man, AI is crazy, man. Like, it's gonna end up cutting everybody out their jobs one day. That's the scary part about it. As
But
far
are
as
you
the
scared
music
about
stuff goes.
losing your identity to
Yeah.
AI?
No, because at the end of the day, you still have to program a computer. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's only gonna be.
It's
able
only
to
going to be
do-
as effective as much information as you put into it.
Well, and don't you think
Exactly.
people still want to embrace that authenticity, that it's you? I mean, it's your work and not something that was
Yeah.
yeah.
It's nothing like when it comes from the heart.
Right,
You know, like
right.
they can try to give everybody the synthetic version, but it's nothing like the real thing. You know, whenever it come down to it, just like with the beats and stuff. You know, keyboards and beat machines and stuff is nice, but it's still nothing like hearing somebody groove on a real instrument. You
Right.
know.
Yeah, you're not replicating true talent through AI. You know, you're not able to replicate that.
No, or life stories or feelings or emotions, because computers don't feel that.
No.
Before we wrap up, you work with some of the biggest names in the Midwest, from 12 to Skip to hopefully Dead Silence. You know, who are some of the people you really want to work with here, and why?
Oh man, there's a couple of people I wouldn't mind working with down here. Let's see. Big Tragic, of course. I got Fetty Glock. Man, we actually have a youngster down here. Have you heard of 4200 Corey?
No, but I'm interested.
4200 Corey. Go
Wow.
check him out, man. He's like Naptown version of Kendrick Lamar or something.
Oh boy.
He's a youngster, but he got a nice little swag to him, and it's some new school stuff. You know, it's a new school vibe, but he got a story to tell, most definitely, and I just like him. I was out there at this video shoot for the Well Raised video that he did last month or earlier this month. I can't remember. I'll be in everybody's videos.
I know. So, what's next for you? I'm surprised you haven't crossed over to talent management. Since you mentioned this guy, I'm surprised you haven't taken your skill set and said, you know what, I can't do this forever. You know, it's time for me to start passing the crown and to somebody. You ever thought about that? No.
No. My thinking is actually the exact opposite. I can do this forever. Now sometimes I have thought about messing with other people, but it seemed like more of a headache to manage people, and I'm one of them type of people that take stuff personal for real. So I'd rather not even get my feelings caught up in something like that, because I feel like somebody trying to play me, ain't no telling how that would end up. You know?
but
That's why I got respect for people like Uncle Sid and stuff, you know, because you'll go and put all your time into building somebody up, and then when they actually start to get to a point or something where they're making money or you can generate some money, they might up and bounce on you.
But that's why you have contracts.
Yeah, but
that's the game of life. That's just like being in the streets. You can't guarantee that your boy won't stab you in the back if an opportunity comes.
True.
So so many people and so many people respect you. Seem like to me, I'm just hypothetically speaking, man. It's just like that's another area that I can see you mentoring and being a Sid.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know what? I probably will sooner or later, because like I said, I know people be sending their kids to me all the time. Like, yeah, I know a couple of pretty talented youngsters where I could probably get me a nice little record label together and have something jumping off. But like I said, really, I still be trying to focus on myself, man. I'm trying to get myself out there. And
what do you think you're missing? You're already out there. So what are you missing?
Like
you have to ask yourself that all the time. What are you missing?
Really, just a platform, man. I just feel like I just need the right platform to put it in front of enough people, you know? Like if I could get on one of these big TV shows, like if they could do some type of American Idol for rappers or something like that, and I just need ears. Cause like I said, I've gotten a lot of ears and stuff, but I need millions. I got thousands upon thousands upon thousands. I might have touched 100,000 people, but that's really nothing when it comes to this music, you know. I could do anything else in life and make money way easier than trying to push the music out. You know, I built enough rapport and relationships with people where they just know me as a person. Because like I said, most of the time I don't even lead with rap. People will hear my music and then, oh man, I heard one of your songs. I didn't even know that you be rapping and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's something I like to do. I do it whether I got paid for it or not, which is probably the main reason why I'm still at it. It's just something I love to do. The music is in me, you know, like I am music. Like if it wasn't all this technology and stuff around, I probably would be one of the most famous people on the planet, because like I said, the music's in me to the point I can just pick up instruments, start messing around with them, and a couple minutes later I'm going to be grooving on whatever it is, whether I have actual training on it or not. So.
You mentioned MECAP and the fact that you like them. What's the difference, the advantages and the disadvantage from you being with an organization like that versus you being an independent artist? Like there's some gives and takes here.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, the main thing is it's a lot of work, and you don't have to do it by yourself when you have a team, you know. With me, I'm a one-man army, which is a good thing, but like I said, it's still nothing like having a team around you of like-minded individuals that's trying to accomplish the same goal at the end of the day, because the more people you have, the more work you can get done. You know, the less that you have to actually focus on, because you can dull out other parts of it to other people. Like with me, I had to worry about promoting, recording, coming up with the beats, just anything having to do with music, it all falls on me, which is cool because I ended up learning a whole lot of stuff that a whole lot of other people probably never pay attention to or think of. But it's just nice to have help, man. Everybody needs some help, especially when you're trying to accomplish something as big as breaking through in the music business, you know. Either you need a lot of money or you need a lot of help, you know.
When you say a lot of money, give me an idea before we wrap up. How much is it to really put out a single EP like Smoking?
It really didn't cost me too much or nothing to put it out. I just, you know, I paid for the beat, the studio time, and recorded that. But recording it is so little of the battle. It's crazy. Like most of the your main battle as an artist is the promotional side of it. And
What do you do as far as promotion? How do you get out there in front of people to hear, to listen, to make it worth the investment of the recording studio time?
well, I know for a minute I was actually promoting a lot of my stuff right there on YouTube, Google, Facebook, and those type of streaming platform. Well, the social media platforms, not the streaming platforms. But while I was doing all that through the social media platforms and Google and stuff, the streaming platforms started trying to flag them like I was getting bots to them or something. So I had to kind of slow down on that. So really, that's one of my biggest problems here today. Like, I really need to find a good way to be able to promote the music where the streaming services won't be trying to flag me every time I turn around.
The last question. You have any questions before we wrap up?
No.
The last question. You're a deep thinker. And I ask people this. What's going to happen to you, your music, if the social media crashes? Where do you go then? What's your game plan? Have you even thought that far? Because so many artists rely on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all this. But when January happened, everybody freaked out about Twitter. I mean, not Twitter, TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah. I mean, did that give you did you go back and reevaluate how you looked at social media in your brand? Or you may not have. I don't know. I'm just asking a question.
No, I didn't really reevaluate it, but it did make me think about what if it happened to all the rest of the social media sites or whatever, because nowadays social media
They can shut down at any time.
Yeah, it can shut down at any time, and that's a big form of advertisement, though, for everybody. You know, like, my main thing that I was mad about, I didn't actually think they were going to really shut it down like they did on us. And I done put in all that time to grow up my followers so I could get to the point where I could go live if I felt like it. And then they took it away from us, which I didn't feel like it was fair. Like,
How do you listen to your music?
The main thing about it, I feel like the artist probably would be better off, though, if everything just crashed, though. You know,
Why is that?
if the internet crashed and they couldn't find your music online all over the place, then we could go back to selling physical copies of our music, which it was easier to make money off of physical copies than it ever will be off of streaming.
And utilizing platforms like, XM Radio, Sirius, those kinds of,
Yeah, the radio stations, the radio
Right.
stations, I don't know. Because even with the radio stations down here, like, I know I spent years and years and years trying to get, back in the day when it was 96.3 and 105.7 or whatever, WTLC, I stayed down there in they little Radio 1 MS Communication buildings trying to get them to play some music and stuff. And I get as far as talking to the program directors and stuff like that, but nothing ever really too much shook from them. Even to this day, I don't feel like I still hear enough local music on the radio stations down here.
Well, because they have to be sanctioned, and what they
Yeah,
put
but
out
see,
in
the
license.
program director can,
Override.
he has to say, that's who had to say on what goes and what doesn't go, though.
Well, I think you were onto something when you talked about American Idol for rappers. I thought that was a really good idea.
Yeah,
That's
they
a-
need to do something like that.
You're onto something with that. I would maybe look into pursuing that, because I think that's it's an incredible opportunity, and that would be a platform that you don't have to worry about, getting shut down. I mean, that'd be a great way for exposure and, the creativity that can get out there from that, and the talent that's what American Idol is all about. So I thought that was a genius suggestion.
Just I feel like that's all Indianapolis really needs anyway. Like I said, we're full of talent down here. There's so many talented artists, not even just rappers, singers. We have actual live bands down here. Like, we just need more eyes on us, man.
Yeah.
We need to find some type of way where we can really grab the attention of the world and get them to pay attention for it. Grab focus of the world and get them to pay attention to us for a second. As soon as they do, they're gonna realize how much talent we have here in Indianapolis. Like I feel like Indianapolis is gonna be the next city to have a big run in the music business, like how New York had their run, then
Atlanta,
Cali, Atlanta, Memphis had their little run. Indianapolis is due for a run.
Yeah.
well, you know what, Dempsey, I appreciate you taking time, but you ain't getting out of here without giving us a little bit of taste of that new EP, Smoke. Give us a couple of them lyrics.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was 1995. I was live at the NBA. So fresh and so clean, it's just an ordinary day. Fought through wine graces to holler at Little P. He wasn't home, but C note in the base was smoking trees. C was good at sports. He had 5'3" foes. He was big cud, but he was more like a big bro. As I enter, we greet each other by swapping blunts. He asked if I wanted to mob and make some runs. I said it's all good, cuz I ain't doing nothing as we hit the dough to get a little something. Step in the cub fools, cuz was on his way to college. His dad died young and left $100,000. He turned 18, they let him pick up 50. Thinking to myself, this summer about to be silly. We gonna be riding clean by the end of the week. We was rolling on triple goals before we made it down the street. Now we just chilling in the ride, enjoying the summer breeze. SMOKIN we reminisce about my dogs and the way it used to be. SMOKIN we cruising through the city, grinding, collecting cheese. SMOKIN we still standing on business, steadily keeping it P. SMOKIN we.
Yeah. Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Woo.
no other than the one, the only Dempsey in the house. This has been another. I'd like to thank Jennifer for being my celebrity co-host. Make sure you subscribe, like, follow. Dempsey, how can they reach you?
Dempsey1223 on all social media platforms, including YouTube. And then if you click on any of them, it should be plenty of links on there to take you to any other streaming platforms, But you can find me just underneath Dempsey on all the streaming platforms. Dempsey, like you said, my last song, Smoking by Dempsey. Go check that out. 5-star chick. Go check that out.
Hustle degree.
Yeah, hustler
check
degree.
That
check that out. And then one of your personal favorites.
Superfly.
With the Superfly beat.
Superfly, yeah. What's the name of the song?
That's OG Season.
OG Season, yeah. Make sure you check out all that. And more importantly, you can listen to it on the I Am Beast radio station for continuous, nonstop, commercial-free music. This has been another, and I do mean another, exciting episode of the Andre The Beast Crayton Show.
Yeah.
Show.